this time the Fed is actually serious and it wants to bring inflation down to 2%, then that party is over. And what the Federal Reserve is going to have to do is stand by and watch this recession, which will be the worst recession ever, much worse than the Great Recession of 2008, 2009. The Fed is going to have to sit back and watch it all play out and do nothing to help. No stimulus at all, because stimulus would worsen the inflation problem. So the Fed has to stay out and just let the recession run its course. And in fact, if we end up with a financial crisis, which I think we will have if the Fed does that, and I think it will be worse than the 2008 financial crisis, then the Fed has to watch banks fail, including the too big to fail systemically important banks that were bailed out in 2008. If any or all of those banks fail again, the Fed can't do anything to bail them out. The Fed has to sit back and let them fail, let investors lose money, let bondholders lose money, and more importantly, let the depositors lose money. You heard me right. The depositors have to lose money because there is no money in the FDIC unless the Federal Reserve supplies it. But if the Federal Reserve is fighting inflation, it can't create money to bail out the FDIC. It has to let the FDIC fail, which means depositors lose their money. Now, also, the Fed is going to have to sit by while a severe recession forces the U.S. government to slash government spending. The opposite of what it normally does in a recession. It tries to stimulate the economy with additional government spending, but without the cooperation of the Fed, Congress will have no choice but to cut spending in the recession. No bailouts, no extended unemployment benefits, no stimulus checks, nothing. In fact, the Federal Reserve will have to be sedating the economy as it's in recession, pushing it into a deeper recession. The government is going to have to make cuts to Social Security, not increase the COLAs like they're doing now, but make cuts. And I'm not talking about cuts to future beneficiaries. I'm talking about telling people who are getting Social Security checks right now that their checks are going to be smaller. They're going to have to do the same thing with Medicare. In fact, the U.S. government is going to have to default on the national debt. Holders of U.S. Treasuries are going to have to take a haircut, because if the Federal Reserve moves interest rates up as high as they need to be, tanking the economy and producing massive deficits, there is no way the U.S. government can finance the existing debt, let alone the additional debt that it would be trying to borrow. Now, of course, if they have to slash government spending, maybe there won't be additional debt, but they won't be able to service the existing debt. And of course, what's going to be happening in the middle of all this is the dollar is finally going to tank.
Good morning, 9:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, September 16th, 2022 here on the East Coast. I'm XRP Future Millionaire and I reside in the great state of Michigan. As we have the futures closing tonight for the weekend in about 11 hours, 10 hours and 46 minutes. We've got XRP making a return rally up to 33.05 right now, which is completely anticipated. After a big drop off like that, we can only expect for us to try to come back up to this 33.42 area and try to retest this broken 5.5-year trend line. If we get an ultimate rejection here, it would be absolutely beautiful going into the weekend. Let's go into the 30-minute time frame. We have our projected breakdown is right about here at this area, and that shows about 33.50. Right around where it's at right now. When it breaks back up in here, I fully anticipate a retest up here. Hopefully we'll get rejected and it doesn't break back up within it. If it gets back within the broken 5.5-year trend line and does manage to get back up inside of this ascending triangle, the top end target, just so everybody knows, is 38 cents. 38 cents if it gets back up inside of this 5.5-year trend line into the ascending triangle, which is the extended bear flag. If we can get this rejection off the extended bear flag like we're pining for, we can finally make this return move down to about just sub 17 cents. That would be the technical target out of this broken bear flag. But until you break this bear flag confluently It's not over yet. Now we're stuck within what we could say is this little ascending triangle until it breaks down. That's kind of what it's formed, but it's just an uptrend. It just formed uptrend, uptrend, and now we're just trying to break it so that we can continue down our journey. So that's what I'm looking at with XRP. It's very simple this morning. We'll keep it simple. It's a head and shoulders pattern. We're looking for a rejection in the 4-hour time frame right around the 20-day, which just happens to be around the 33.44 uptrending resistance. Now that was support. We're looking for a confluent push here and a break. So we're going to see if we can get this rejection, and then we'll continue in the daily time frame. Daily time frame has a similar rejection point. Weekly hasn't even finished the bearish divergence yet. We got a nice cross here, but we still got more work to do. This still looks like a bearish continuation pattern, and we're looking for a further rejection. So if it's me this morning, I'm paying attention to the fact that XRP, the 5.5-year trend line's right around 33.41 in the current positioning. We're looking to get a rejection point here and then continue down below 32.46, 32.21, the uptrend that it started yesterday or a couple days ago, and then 31.32 ultimately to get us out of this area. So the technical target on this broken bear flag, if we can confirm it, is 1687 approximately. So that's what we'd be looking at, and then we're going to try to get back down to the true uptrend if you're new. If we can break this, the actual uptrend going all the way back on XRP to 2014, and the active range we're in is around 2 cents right now. So I think we're going sub 20 cents in time. I've been calling for it since $1.66. We're getting ever so closely, and if you can't dig that, you're likely to have already lost a lot of money, or you listen to some fudster on YouTube and you just can't put reality in, you know, the proper perspective. But I'm going to do what I can every single day to try to encourage you and try to get you on the right track. If you'd like to see some additional content, make sure you go to my previous videos. And it's this simple. It's this simple. We'll just pause this. And then you click this. Oh, that one does not have a video description. I forgot. That was a short that I put on. And I forgot to do that. So anyhow, this video, all you have to do is this. And then you come down here, join Tom's Army. And by joining Tom's Army, not only do you get the exclusive emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1, not only do you get the exclusive Telegram that has 227 people, and we're actively talking about the pattern formation and setup. Even overnight while I was sleeping, there was a lot of talk. So you get that, but you also get, as an added benefit for being part of Tom's Army, I have additional content, and it's the ISO content. So yesterday I put out an IOTA update. That's for members only, so if you see the exclusive content. And then Algo 2 days ago. Today I'm going to put out an H-bar update for anybody who's part of Tom's Army. So if you want to see the H-bar bare bottom prices, and you also want to see the current projections and future projections, join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. And pay it forward. You show me that extra support. It allows me to keep this show without doing a whole bunch of advertising, unless it's my own, if I'm talking about my own stuff. Morning. And it's a spectacular community we have built here. If you want to join me on BitGet and buy XRP with no spot fees, and you don't need a VPN or do a KYC, so send over some USDC or USDT over to BitGet, buy your XRP, and then send it back. If you're on Uphold, they have ridiculous exchange fees when you're buying and selling crypto. Don't get caught up in that anymore. Buy your XRP at BitGet, no trading fees, and then send it back to Uphold, to your native exchange. Click that link and you'll be able to do that. Go to my additional content. I would definitely check out my TikTok, as it's been going pretty insane lately. And what are we at? 1,683 subscribers or followers now. In the video last night has 14,200 views. Simply astounding.